Imagine the debates that could spark online.
Yeah, like Kathy Wood says the Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That would be all over Twitter.
For sure. And what I think is really cool is they don't want it to be just like talking heads. They're planning to use a lot of data and visuals to make even the complex stuff easier to grasp.
Oh, that's smart. Because let's face it, some of the crypto stuff can get pretty technical, even for people who've been following it for a while.
Totally.
But
So, like, instead of just explaining how a blockchain works, they could show, a cool animation of a transaction happening, make it more visual.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Make it engaging, not just a lecture.
Right. And get this, they're even thinking about like launching an annual conference, like a crypto moguls conference where they bring all these big names together.
Whoa, a conference. That's ambitious. Are they talking about any, like, specific locations or themes?
Yeah. Well, they're still in the early stages of planning, but they imagine it being like Davos for the crypto world. The place where all the movers and shakers come together.
Okay, I see what they're going for. Like, make it the most attended event in the crypto space.
Exactly. And to top it off, they're even thinking about a spin-off series following crypto startups.
Wow, so they're really, like, building out a whole ecosystem around this crypto moguls brand. I mean, this is way more than just a YouTube show. It sounds like a whole media company in the making.
Yeah, it's a really bold vision, and honestly, I'm curious to see if they can actually pull it off because, this is a lot to take on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
So what do you think? What's the most interesting part of this whole concept to you?
That's a good question. I think for me, it's the potential to give viewers, especially, the people who are newer to crypto, that real insiders look at how these, like, crypto leaders think and operate.
Yeah, I think you're right. That is really fascinating. What makes them tick? What keeps them up at night?
Right. And the fact that they're trying to appeal to both, like the seasoned crypto folks and the newbies, that's clever. It could potentially, like, bridge the gap between those two worlds.
Totally. And they seem to get that, crypto is more than just technology. It's becoming part of the culture, It's got its own stars, its own media, its own, whole universe.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not just about the price of Bitcoin anymore. It's a whole movement.
Right. All right, so we've talked about a lot here, but I want to bring it back to our listener for a second. If you could interview one person from the crypto world, anyone at all, who would it be and what would you ask them?
I was thinking about those different segments they have planned, like the Mogul Spotlight and Deep Dive and all that.
Yeah, what about them? Which one, stood out to you the most?
I think for me, it's the Deep Dive segment.
Really? Why that one?
I feel like that's where they could really, provide some serious value, especially for people who are, like, maybe a bit newer to the crypto world.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Take something like decentralized finance, DeFi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like DeFi, it can be, like, so confusing if you're not, already familiar with the technical stuff.
Totally. Even for people who, get the basics of crypto, DeFi can be a whole other beast.
Right. And it's not just the techie stuff. It's like DeFi regulation. That's a huge topic right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Governments are scrambling to figure out what to do with DeFi.
Exactly. So, imagine they do a deep dive on that, like how different countries are approaching DeFi regulation,
Oh, I like that. Compare and contrast, The U.S. seems to be taking a, more cautious approach, right?
Yeah, for sure. Lots of regulatory uncertainty there. And then you have places like Singapore, Switzerland, that are trying to become, like, DeFi hubs.
Yeah, they're trying to attract all that innovation and investment.
Right. And within those deep dives, they could also explain, like, some of the key concepts that people often get confused about.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
Well, like, what exactly is a decentralized exchange and how is it different from a regular, like, centralized one?
Yeah, that's a good one. A lot of people still don't really get that.
Or, they could delve into the risks of DeFi, like smart contract vulnerabilities or the thing, impermanent loss.
Right, because DeFi isn't all sunshine and roses. There are definitely risks involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if they can provide, like, that kind of foundational knowledge, it would make those crystal ball predictions so much more meaningful.
Yeah, that's true. Because if you don't, understand the underlying tech and the regulatory landscape, those predictions just sound like, random guesses.
Totally. But if they do a good job with those deep dives, then those predictions could really spark some, like, thought-provoking conversations.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Imagine them getting Stani Kulachov from Afi on the show.
Oh, yeah, he's a big name in DeFi.
Totally. And let's say, he predicts that DeFi is going to completely overshadow traditional finance in the next decade.
Whoa, That's a bold prediction.
Right. And it would be so interesting to hear like his reasoning and how other guests might, challenge his view.
Yeah, like get some different perspectives on that.
Exactly. And, this highlights another thing about this whole concept that I find really intriguing, like the potential for, contrasting viewpoints.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, we talked about Vitalik Buterin and Cathie Wood and how they have like different approaches to crypto.
Yeah, that's true. They come from different worlds.
But imagine if they also brought in someone who's like more skeptical of crypto,
Right.
like a prominent economist who thinks it's all a bubble.
Ooh, now that would be an interesting dynamic.
Right, like having that kind of debate, it could be really illuminating.
Totally. And it could even help to like legitimize crypto in the eyes of people who are still, on the fence.
Yeah, because it would show that like crypto is being taken seriously, even by people who, have doubts.
Exactly. If they see credible voices from both sides, having a real discussion, not just shouting at each other, it might make them like more open to learning.
Right. It's like creating a platform for a more nuanced and informed conversation about crypto, which is something we really need right now, honestly.
Yeah, especially with all the like hype and speculation going on.
Totally. I mean, there's so much noise out there.
Right. So if they can cut through that noise and like offer some real insights, that would be huge.
Okay, so we've talked about the deep dive segment. What about that conference idea? I'm like really curious about that.
Yeah, the Crypto Moguls conference, right? Trying to create like Davos for the crypto world. That's a pretty lofty goal.
Right. Like they're going to need to attract some serious players, not just the crypto celebrities.
Yeah, for sure. They'll need the big investors, the regulators, the developers, like everyone who's actually shaping the future of the industry.
Totally. Imagine a panel with like Vitalik Buterin talking about Ethereum alongside, some SEC officials and maybe a few venture capitalists who are pouring money into blockchain startups.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be a power panel for sure. Like get a sense of where all the different forces are pushing and pulling.
Right. It could be a catalyst for like new partnerships, new collaborations, all these brilliant minds in the same room brainstorming.
Oh, yeah. The networking potential alone would be huge. Who knows what kind of like crazy ideas might come out of that?
Right. And I think there's a real need for something like this. Like we have all these different crypto conferences, but none of them have really become like the definitive gathering.
Yeah, that's true. It's still kind of fragmented.
Exactly. So if they can pull it off, this conference could become like the focal point for the whole crypto ecosystem.
It's a bold vision for sure.
It is, but it's also like a reflection of how crypto is evolving. It's not just about Bitcoin anymore.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like we've got DeFi, NFTs, DAOs, Web3. It's a whole universe out there.
Right. And this conference could be a place where all those different communities can come together, share ideas, learn from each other.
Yeah, cross-pollination. Like imagine a DeFi track with presentations from the founders of like Avive, Compound, Uniswap.
Or a metaverse track where you could hear from the people behind Decentraland and Sandbox.
It would be like a crash course in all the latest trends.
And it's not just about, the formal presentations and panels.
What do you mean?
It's also about those like informal conversations, those chance encounters between people from different parts of the crypto world.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Those hallway conversations can be where the real magic happens,
Yeah.
New ideas spark.
Totally. Like I'm already picturing myself wandering through the conference hall, eavesdropping on conversations about the latest DeFi protocol or, how blockchain can revolutionize supply chains.
Yeah, it would be like an intellectual playground.
Totally. And who knows, maybe you'll even bump into like one of those legendary crypto moguls.
Yeah. And get to ask them your burning questions.
Exactly. This brings me back to something we talked about earlier, the power of storytelling.
Yeah, humanizing the tech.
Right, because I think that's a really important element of this whole crypto moguls concept, right? It's not just about the technical details or the price predictions, it's about the human stories behind this technology.
The journeys, the struggles, the aha moments.
Exactly, and I think that's what makes the Mogul Spotlight segment so compelling, It's a chance to hear about their inspirations, their setbacks, their like whole journey.
Yeah, it makes them relatable, even for people who are like totally new to crypto.
Right. Like imagine hearing Vitalik Buterin talk about how he first got into Bitcoin, back when he was a teenager.
Oh, that would be awesome. Or like Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, sharing his story of building like one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world from scratch.
Those stories can be so inspiring, and they can also help to like demystify the whole crypto thing.
Make it seem more like accessible, not just for the tech geniuses.
Exactly. And those stories can offer like valuable lessons for anyone who's thinking about getting involved in crypto, right?
Oh, for sure. Because these moguls, they've been through it all. The ups, the downs, the regulatory headaches.
Yeah, they've seen it all. They've made mistakes. They've learned.
So hearing about their experiences can help to prepare newcomers for, the roller coaster that is the crypto world.
It's like getting a master class in like crypto entrepreneurship, but from the people who've actually done it,
Exactly. And it's not just about the successes, it's also about the failures, the lessons learned along the way.
Oh yeah, totally. Hearing about the failures can be just as valuable, if not more so, than hearing about the wins.
Right. Because it shows that even the most successful people in crypto, they've faced adversity,
Yeah, and it can inspire viewers to like keep going even when things get tough.
Totally. Like crypto isn't all Lambos and moonshots, It's about hard work, dedication.
And that's something that's really important to convey, especially to like newcomers who might have this like romanticized view of crypto.
Yeah, for sure. It's not all going to be easy money.
Exactly. And that's where I think the spin-off series, Moguls in Action, could be really powerful.
Oh, yeah, the one following the startups.
Right, because it could show, those real-world challenges, the day-to-day grind of building something in the crypto space.
Yeah, like behind the scenes of a crypto startup. I could see that being really engaging.
Totally. Imagine following a team as they try to, like, launch a new DeFi protocol or, a crypto entrepreneur pitching to investors.
It would be like a reality show, but for crypto.
Exactly. I think that kind of content could be huge, especially for, younger viewers who are looking for something that feels more authentic.
Yeah, something that's not all, like, polished and perfect.
Right. And it could help to, like, demystify the whole process of building a crypto startup.
Yeah, because right now there's this idea that you need to be, like, a coding genius or a Wall Street wizard to make it in crypto.
Totally. But a show like that could show that, anyone with a good idea and the hustle can, like, make a real impact in this space.
It's about democratizing access to the crypto world.
Okay, so we've talked about the deep dives, the conference, the spin-off, the storytelling aspect, but there's one piece we haven't really touched on yet, that rapid fire round, the planning.
Oh yeah, that's right, the one with the quick questions.
Right, that's where they can like lighten things up a bit and get those, off the cuff responses from their guests.
Yeah, show a bit more of their personality, get them out of their comfort zone.
Totally. Like imagine asking Vitalik Buterin, Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Haha. That would be a good one. Or like, what's your favorite crypto meme?
Oh, that's great. Or for a DeFi founder, like, what's the one DeFi protocol you wish you had, eeped into early on?
Those kinds of questions, they can lead to some really, like, unexpected and fun answers.
Right. It's a nice way to, like, break up the more serious discussions and just, add a bit of levity.
And those short clips would be perfect for sharing on social media, too.
Oh, yeah, totally. Bite-sized content.
It's funny. We've been talking about this crypto moguls thing for a while now, and I'm realizing like, it's really tapping into something that's been missing.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of good crypto content out there, but it often feels like, it's either too technical or too surface level.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, it's either for the hardcore crypto nerds or for the people who just want to, like, get rich quick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this concept, it seems to be finding that sweet spot, between the deep analysis and the engaging storytelling.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, they're trying to create something that's both informative and entertaining.
And they're not afraid to be ambitious, like building a whole media empire around this.
That's true. A podcast, a conference, a spin-off series. It's a lot to take on.
It is, but it's also like a sign of how much crypto has grown, It's attracting serious talent.
Totally. All right, well, we've unpacked this concept pretty thoroughly, but let's bring it back to our listener for a moment.
Yeah, good idea.
So here's a question to think about. If you could have dinner with one of these crypto moguls, like just you and them, who would you choose and what would you ask them?
It's a good question, though. Thinking about all the people involved, like how do they actually plan to reach their target audience? Because they're talking about like attracting both seasoned crypto investors and total newbies. That's a pretty big range.
Yeah, for sure. It's a tough challenge to like create content that appeals to such a diverse group.
Right. Well, it seems like they're really leaning into social media, especially like short form videos.
Oh yeah, those are huge these days, especially for like the younger crowd.
Exactly. So think about like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, I see what they're going for. Like, grab people's attention with quick, catchy clips.
Exactly. Imagine scrolling through TikTok and you see like a clip of Kathy Wood saying, Bitcoin is going to hit $500,000.
Oh, yeah, that would definitely stop me in my scroll.
Right. Or like a snippet of Vitalik Buterin debating the merits of proof of stake versus proof of work.
Ooh, that's good. I mean, those kinds of clips could easily go viral.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they're smart to leverage those platforms where like crypto discussions are already happening.
Right, right. Meet the audience where they are.
Exactly. And they're also planning to collaborate with like other big names in crypto media, like CoinDesk, The Block, maybe even some popular crypto YouTubers.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Cross-promotion could be huge for them.
Totally. Imagine them like doing a joint live stream with Bankless, interviewing a leading DeFi developer, something like that.
Oh, that would be cool. I'd tune in for that.
Right. It would expose both audiences to new content and new perspectives.
It's a win-win. And get this, they're also planning to do live AMA sessions.
AMAs. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Ask Me Anything, where viewers can, like, interact directly with the guests.
I like that. It's a way to make it more like interactive and engaging.
Totally. And they're thinking about using platforms like Twitter Spaces, YouTube Live, where people are already having those real-time conversations.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Makes sense to go where the people are. It's almost like they're building a community around the show.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, right? A Crypto Moguls community.
It reminds me a bit of like how Joe Rogan turned his podcast into this massive media empire. He leveraged social media, did collaborations, and consistently delivered like really high quality content. And now he has, millions of loyal listeners.
That's true. He's built a really dedicated following.
And while this Crypto Moguls thing might be targeting, a more niche audience, they seem to be following a similar playbook.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like focusing on quality, community, those are smart moves.
Exactly. It's about giving people a reason to keep coming back for more, more than just like the latest price update.
Right. It has to be about more than that.
And they seem to really get that they need to provide value to both beginners and those experienced crypto folks.
Yeah, they can't just like preach to the choir. They got to bring in new people too.
Exactly. It's finding that balance, between going deep and not scaring away the newbies.
After all this time talking about Crypto Moguls, I gotta say, I'm actually pretty impressed with their plan.
Yeah, me too. They've put a lot of thought into this, that's for sure.
It's a bold vision, but they seem to, really understand the crypto landscape and what it takes to, create successful media in the space.
Yeah, and it feels like they're genuinely passionate about, educating people about crypto, which is cool to see.
Totally. If they can pull this off, they have the potential to, really shape the narrative around crypto in a positive way.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I mean, crypto needs more voices like that, voices that are both knowledgeable and enthusiastic.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired after this deep dive. It's got me thinking about all the possibilities in this space, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for crypto.
Me too. It's an exciting time to be involved in this space, that's for sure. And for everyone listening, keep exploring, keep learning, keep diving deep.
Yeah, keep that crypto curiosity alive. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll be the one being interviewed on Crypto Moguls.
There you go. All right, well, that's it for this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious.
And keep those crypto dreams alive.